Hello, friends. Welcome back. Hope you had a nice and restful weekend, and hope you celebrated the Independence Day with great pomp. We will continue with Merchant of Venice, Act 5, and the last day where we had left was line number 169. We had just begun the ring episode where Nerissa accuses Gratiano of giving away the ring to a lady. Gratiano tries to defend it by saying that he had given it to a man. Nerissa says, "Gave it to a judge's clerk, God be my judge. The clerk will never wear hair on his face that had it." And Gratiano says he will if he live to be a man. One thing to be pointed out over there, we know how the two of the characters, Nerissa and Portia, had changed their attire when they proceeded towards Venice, towards the courtroom. They had taken a number of steps to hide their femininity. They were talking in a hoarse voice, speaking of quarrels and frays, mincing two small steps into a manly stride, talked about quarrels, how they denied so many ladies that sought for their love, for which they died. And therefore Gratiano is right when he says, obviously because they were ladies, they did not have a beard on their face. And so Gratiano is right when he says he will if he lives to be a man. So obviously Gratiano is suggesting that the men that they had encountered, that is the lawyer and his clerk, were not yet fully grown up or matured. And Nerissa says, if a woman lived to be a man. And Gratiano says, now by this hand. So please note the description of the youth Gratiano swears he had given the ring to. I gave it to a youth, a kind of a boy, a little scrubbed, stunted boy, no higher than thyself, no taller than you. The judge's clerk, a prating boy, a boastful boy, a talkative boy, that begged it as a fee. I could not for my heart deny it to him. Please note Portia's reaction to Gratiano's comment. Portia says, you were to blame. I must be plain, frank with you. To part so slightly, so easily with your wife's first gift. A thing stuck on with oaths upon your fingers and so riveted, fastened with faith unto your flesh. I gave my love, my husband, a ring and made him swear never to part with it, and here he stands. And she says, I dare be sworn for him, he would not leave it nor pluck it from his finger. He would not part from it, even for the entire wealth that the whole world masters. Now in Faith Gratiano, she says, you give your wife to unkind cause for grief, and it were me, I would have been mad on it. And look, what is Bassanio's reaction immediately? Bassanio is already feeling guilty about doing something against the wish of his wife. He says, aside, why I were to cut my left hand off and swear I lost the ring defending it. So Bassanio is feeling so guilty, he says, aside, that it is best that he cuts his left hand off and then swear he lost his left hand, trying to defend the ring. But here Gratiano comes up with the truth. He says, my lord Bassanio gave his ring away unto the judge that begged it, and indeed deserved it too. And then the boy, his clerk, that took some pains in writing what? Writing the deed. He begged mine, and neither man, that is that is in this case Portia, nor neither man, in this case Nerissa, that's the person, the assistant who wrote the deed, and the master who would take anything but the two rings. And Portia says, what ring gave you, my lord? Not that I hope which you received of me. And Bassanio says, if I could add a lie onto a fault. So Bassanio is already on the defensive. He knows he has made a mistake. And he admits his mistake. He says he has already committed a fault by giving away the ring. And he doesn't want to add another fault to it by telling a lie. And therefore he speaks the truth. And he says, if I would deny it, if I could add a lie onto a fault, then I would deny it. But you see, my finger hath not the ring upon it. It is gone. And Portia says, even so void, even so empty is your false heart of truth. By heaven, she swears, by heaven, I will never be your wife until I see the ring. And Nerissa says, nor I be yours till I again see my ring. And look at Bassanio's excuse, how he's trying to act sweet. Obviously, his newly wedded wife. He had gone away to Venice upon his wedding night. And he also has realized that he has committed a mistake, a fault, by giving away the ring. And so he sounds extra sweet and addresses Portia as sweet Portia. Look at this. There are so many questions possible if you did know to whom I gave the ring. So the first question, to whom I gave the ring. If you did know for whom I gave the ring. The second question, for whom? To whom? For whom? But would conceive for what I gave the ring. What is the reason I gave the ring? And how unwillingly I left the ring when nothing but the ring would be accepted. Then you would abate, you would lessen the strength of your displeasure, of your anger. And Portia, friend, this is something very interesting that brings out the wit and the humor in Portia's character. Look how she answers Bassanio. Exactly in the same tone Bassanio had given the excuse. What had Bassanio said? Sweet Portia, if you know to whom I gave the ring, for whom I gave the ring, for what I gave the ring, when nothing would be accepted but the ring. Now look at Portia's answer. In the same tone, such is her wit, such is her humor. If you had known the virtue, the value of the ring, or half her worthiness that gave you the ring, or your own honor in keeping the ring, to contain the ring, obviously your own honor in containing your own wedding ring, you would not have thus parted with the ring. She says, what man is there so much unreasonable? Which man is so unreasonable? If you had defended the ring with some enthusiasm, with some zeal, with some determination, wanted the modesty, lacked the humility to demand something, to urge something, to demand something, to urge the thing. The thing over here is the ring that is held as ceremony, that is held as sacred. A wedding ring is considered to be sacred. Nerissa teaches me what to believe. I'll die for it. But some woman had the ring. And Bassanio says, no, by my honor, madam. So again, look at him giving his excuse, giving his explanation. So he's trying his best to convince Portia that he had actually given the ring to a man and that it was done out of absolute unwillingness, not out of purpose. No, by my honor, madam, by my soul, no woman had it, but a civil doctor, a lawyer. But a civil doctor, a lawyer, which did refuse 3,000 ducats of me and beg the ring. The which I did deny him. He's telling the truth, we all know that. He did deny the ring at first and suffered him to go displeased away. Look at that stress. Even he, and suffered him to go displeased away. Even he, even the stress. Why? Even he. Why? Because he was the man who saved, who held up the very life of my dear, of my best friend. What should I say, sweet madam? What should I say, sweet lady? I was enforced to send, compelled to send it. I was beset, overcome with shame and courtesy. And he says, my honor would not let ingratitude, ungratefulness so much besmear it, so much soil it, so much stain my honor. I couldn't allow ingratitude to stain, to blemish my honor. Pardon me, good lady. And he swears, for by these blessed candles of the night, he says, had you been there, I think you would have begged the ring of me and given the worthy doctor. And Portia says, let not that doctor ever come near my house. Why? Since he hath got the jewel that I loved, referring to the ring. Since he's got the jewel that I loved, referring to the ring, that which you did swear to keep for me, I will become as liberal as you. I shall not deny anything I have. I shall not deny anything I have. Please look at the insinuation. Since he has the ring, now he is my husband, and therefore I shall not deny anything. I shall not even deny any physical favors that he asks from me, now that he has the ring. And if he has the ring, then he qualifies to be my husband. And therefore I shall not deny anything that he wants from me. And Nerissa says, nor I his clerk, therefore be well advised how you do leave me to my own protection. How you do leave me. So do not leave me alone, for I will also be to as liberal as you. And I shall not deny the clerk anything that he should ask for or he would ask for. And Antonio says, I am the unhappy subject of these quarrels. Portia says, sir, grieve not. You are welcome, notwithstanding. We stop up to here. I think one more class and then we will be able to finish Act 5. And yet I am still waiting for you to tell me how do I proceed from here next. If you ask me, I plan to start with Act 4 and revise Act 4. However, I would want to know your opinion. Is there any poem or is there any story that you would like to revise? If so, please tell me. Please communicate with me so that I can take those up with you and proceed for revision. Thank you so much. This much for today. Stay safe, stay happy, stay at home. Be good. Thank you once more.